Well, good morning. It's another beautiful day in Auckland, though cold just like yesterday. It's been an interesting morning. We're partway through ward rounds. There are a couple of things I want to talk about, but I'll get to those afterwards, because in the meantime we're going to head off, me and Noah, to find one of the consultants, and he's going to watch us do some history taking, and he'll assess us and give us some feedback. Otherwise, I'll see you after then. So the observed history taking went okay. Done hopefully average really, always room for improvement. The consultant was really good in putting out things that we could work on. Yeah, real good constructive criticism for both me and Noah. Now after that thing, we went to a grand round, which was like a big teaching session. They spoke about facial jaw reconstruction, psychology, and one third thing that I can't quite remember. Anyway, it's time for another meeting. This one I think is radiology and journals, so research papers. Well, it's home time now. So this morning was a bit of a sad morning. The first patient of the morning that we saw was a guy who I've seen once, that was yesterday, and he was in a bit of a bad state. He was unconscious. He has a lung infection, and unfortunately he's not going to survive, or the doctors don't think he's going to survive. So today was when they had to break the news to the family that he probably wasn't going to make it. But before even that, when I came in this morning, just as I was heading to the ward, just as I got to hospital, I saw one of the patient's daughters. Now this is a patient that I've seen quite a few times, and I done one of those mental assessments on this patient. You can tell she'd been crying, and when she saw me, she stopped and came up to me, and that's when I knew something was wrong. And she told me then and there that her father had just passed away that very morning, or this very morning. So obviously that came as a little bit of a shock. He was a nice guy. No one expected him to pass away because of his illness, but he deteriorated very rapidly overnight. He had a urinary tract infection that spread to his blood, and he became septic and went into shock. So that was a tough way to start the day. That's actually my first patient that I've had anything to do with who's passed away while I knew the patient, so while the patient was under our care. And it's a hard one to take. Obviously a lot harder for the family, but it still plays on your mind. But yeah, I guess the team tried their best in the end. It was actually very humbling when the daughter came up to me and said thank you for everything, even though as a student there's not much that I had done for her father. But yeah, it makes you feel good, makes you realise that that's what you're there for, to help care for people, even the most sick of people. And some people won't survive, but a lot will also get a lot better. And no matter what happens, it's just important to try your best and do it whenever you can. Okay, time to get some fresh air with some hill sprints. Braden, how are you, bro?
Oh, good, man. Yeah, good.
Right, just. Oh, sorry, I was there.
Doing nothing today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Holidays. Yeah.
I wish I had holidays. I've been pretty busy. So, yeah, health sprint's done. Pretty sure that was harder than last time as well. Right, me and Braden were thinking about going out with Blair and his Australian friend because they're going to go and watch the movie Dawn. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. One of the Planet of the Apes movies, anyway, the one that's just come out. But we decided against it in the end. So I've just been trying to do a little bit of work in my room, though I ended up falling asleep and having a fairly substantial nap at one point. It's been a long day. Still feeling a bit sad about the case with the patient that passed away this morning, but I guess that's only natural. I suspect it's something that I'll see a lot more of over the next half of the year as I progress through the medical side of my degree. Death and suffering and all that kind of stuff is not something that I want to become too comfortable or too desensitized to, too blasé to. I think it's important that you feel some sort of understanding for what the patient and the patient's family might be feeling, because obviously whatever the patient and the patient's family are going through is probably new to them, whereas to you as a doctor or a medical student like myself, it's probably something that you've seen a lot of, and it's easy just to push it aside just as another case, whereas in reality for that individual at that point this is their world. Interesting experience today. I'm tired, so I'm gonna head to bed soon. Tomorrow we've got a test, a progress test, and every single medical student from every single year level will be sitting there at the same time tomorrow. So I'll see you for that. As always, thanks for joining me today. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay out of trouble. Bye.